Hello everybody, it's Claire with what will be another art journal video, but a live one in real time. So I'm super excited to share about my new packs that are coming through from Artstacks that I've designed. Of course, lots of bright rainbow colours, probably nothing more than you would expect. So I'm going to just have a little bit of a play with this one. There will be lots of videos going up on my channel with inspiration and ideas of ways that you can use the packs, and I just thought I would have a create with this one. So I'm just going to show you some of the papers that are in here. So you get quite a lot for your money. You've got this initial sheet, it's a nice cardstock. This is the one I'm going to be using today. So you've got all these images as well. You could easily cut those out and make them into tags. You've got these images on here. You've got these ones too, and some bright bold words, and then that snuck away, there's a sheet of tissue as well. So there's lots and lots of things that you can do with these. I have been busy creating lots of pages in my art journal, which I will just quickly grab and show you. There will be videos coming up on these on my channel. So there's this one using the pack, this sort of flippy page. I've created all of these and I went for really bold colours using them as well. It's kind of showing you how versatile these images are and the different things that you can do with them, just some ideas. I think the design team for Artstacks will also be sharing project ideas as well. But I thought I'd just make some little tags using these funky figures and maybe a bit of a collage paper too. And then I'm going to quickly bind them into a little book and create a little tag book. Oh, my camera's gone out of focus. Sorry about that. Right, so I'm just going to cut them up, and then I'm going to think about what colours I'm going to put on the backgrounds of these tags. So I have an idea of how I want to put these onto my tag. And get them cut out and then popped on there. So with an image like this, there's quite a lot that you can do with it. There's lots of ways that you can use it. You can use it just as it is, you can alter it, you can doodle on it. I'm going to actually cut them up. You will see in different ways. I've got some ideas sort of percolating in my head. So this will be a bit of a longer video than normal because I'm going to do this one in real time. I did do a video more recently in real time and lots of people said that they enjoyed the longer video. So I thought I've got quite a lot already to edit. I thought it might be nice to do one for these in real time as well. My camera is being so naughty today. Sorry. Right, so I've got 2, 4, 6, 8. So let's just grab 8 tags. 2, 4, 6. Let's put those away. I'm going to move those to one side. Okay, so I'm going to need to create some backgrounds on these. I might start off with some collage paper on there, some tissue paper to start off with. The camera is getting on my nerves. Let's bring it a bit. What's he doing? Okay, right, so I'm going to grab the tissue paper and I think I'm going to use this. I'm going to use the little leaves for this one. I'm going to grab a bit of gel medium and some bits of tissue onto some of the tags. I think I'm going to use the stars as well. Mix it up a bit. Okay, let's get some of these stuck on. So I'm going to pop some collage paper on there. This is the tissue paper. Then give them a quick dry. Go in with some colour, a bit of stenciling, and then stick my images on. It's a lovely day here again in the UK. Of course, it's raining yet again. We have had so much rain. Yet all it would take would be a couple of days of warm weather and we'd probably have a drought. I don't know. Right, so this tissue paper from Artstacks is very, very fine. It's lovely. It doesn't take much effort to get it stuck down. It sticks down really beautifully. You don't need to brush over it much to get it to be like literally 4 little brushes and it's on, because it's quite delicate, so the less faffing about with it the better really, but it does just kind of melt into your page. So you can see that is sticking on really nicely. I'm going to stick this one on in a giant piece like that. So I'm trying not to overthink this. I'm trying to just go in and get these pieces stuck on. I think sometimes a great way to create is to do it quickly without too much overthinking, because that way danger lies, doesn't it, when you're overthinking and trying to be too precise with what you're doing. That's when we can get kind of caught up in trying to make things just perfect, and well, that's not why we do it, is it? So right, I'm just going to get those stuck on there. The other thing that's really easy to do is to kind of adhere the tissue paper with a bit of texture in it. It'll wrinkle really nicely. I'm just going to give those a quick blast with my heat tool. Get them stuck down. Get them nice and dry, and then we'll go in with some paint. So the colours on these little people, they're quite bold colours. Obviously they've got quite bright rainbow colours on them, so I want to think about keeping my backgrounds interesting but reasonably neutral. So what I might do is go in with the same sort of starting point for each tag. So I'm thinking if I can group these together, I have an idea in my head of how I want this to be, but I haven't kind of thought through the nitty-gritty of it, so it'd be interesting to see how it works. I just want to move these out of the way. I don't want to get any paint on them, so I'm going to put those up there. I'm going to start off with mineral. Pop some out on my glass mat. I'm going to grab a 2-inch Dina Wakley brush, and I'm just going to swoop across the tags like that. Let's get a bit more. I do love this mineral colour, it's so lovely. It's such a pretty grey. Okay, so I've got a bit of colour on each of those. I may now go in and pop a bit more mineral out and pop a little dot of black into there. just so I can make a nice dark grey. Just a little bit. So I want a tone, a similar tone. Start off with the same colour and add a bit of black into it, and we should get a slightly darker colour. And I can go even darker if I want to. I'm going with a bit of stenciling as well. So what I'm planning to do is stick these together in a kind of tab binding method. So there won't be any need to put anything on the backs of these, because they will be stuck back to back when I come to fix them together. I probably won't film that bit in real time, because there are so many videos out there of how to do tab bindings. I think there's even some on my channel, so I'm sure lots of you know how to do it, and if you don't, then you can just hunt. I know Birgit Koopsen's got one on her website or channel, YouTube channel, how to tab bind. I think Dina Wakley even has. So there are plenty out there. So I'm keeping these fairly neutral. I think I'm now going to go with a little bit of white. Let's go mineral with a touch of white in it. Okay, I'm going to grab a circle stencil. So this is one of mine from Funky Fossil. It's called Dots and Dashes. And I'm going to grab a blending tool. I am literally just using these till they fall apart. Okay, so that's made a nice lighter shade, and I'm going to use the same stenciling on every tag, so that these are all very similar, and then I will add some accents of colour on that are going to work with the images that I'm going to add on there as well. So I'm wanting to keep this fairly simple. I like that. Okay, so I think that might do for my initial background colour. Let's give that another quick dry. Oops, just smudged that one. Never mind, doesn't matter. It's not stress. So there are other backgrounds in this pack that you can use. There are little images, there are hearts and stars, and then this would be great for making little tabs to go on the outside of your little book as well. And just different ways that you can look at using the materials in there, and I'm going to maybe do a bit of doodling on some of these images as well. Okay, so my thinking is that each one of these will have a figure, and then I'm going to cut them up, stick them on. So let's put some stamping on there first. Okay, so let me grab this one, a generic texty. This is a number stamp. I have a feeling it's a Stampers Anonymous one, but I have had it a very long time. So I don't know for certain where it came from, but it's just, it's like a typography type of, like you'd get on a typewriter. And it is just numbers. So I'm now just looking to build up the layers a little bit on these tags. I'm not bothered, that bit's gone a bit smudgy there. I'm okay with that, that's fine. Kind of creating this sort of slightly neutral, grungy first layer. Got to use some dots, of course. Now at the moment I am just sticking these marks on here. I don't quite know where my images are going to be. So some of these are going to disappear, But I'm okay with that because I am just looking at building up some interest on the backgrounds of these tags to start off with. And I don't mind that it won't all be visible. And I'm also not always inking my stamp. Okay, so we've got a really good kind of base level of interest on those backgrounds. We've got a bit of collage paper. We've got some nice neutral colours, bit of sort of what I'd class as like text stamping with the number stamping, and some dots as well. And amazingly for me, there is actually some white space. I mean, that like literally never happens. So what I'm thinking now is, I want to cut these into strips. I want to cut them into different pieces and add them onto my tags in a different way. I'm just going to go with it. And of course you could tear them if you wanted to, but I think I'm just trying to sort of create like a different effect. I'm just kind of chopping them up a little bit and having a play with how they look. Let's do you in half that way, mister. And then I think I'll stick them on, and then I will think about maybe adding some stenciling around them in a colour that's going to go with what's already on there. So I'm going to cut her that way, like that. So even though I'm cutting these up, when I line them up, I am looking to try, even though I'm putting a space in between them, to still keep the lines flowing, so the edges of the figure are going to still work. It's just having a bit of a play, isn't it? It's quite good fun. Just having a play. Of course, if these were the same image, you could play with mixing up the colours on the figures as well. I think we'll go, let's go one this way. Okay. Actually, I might put you over here. So this is just a... Okay, so I think what I'm going to do now is find a stencil that I want to use. Maybe this dotty one's going to work. Okay, so I'm going to grab some red to go with this first one. I'm going to move this off here. now I just want to bring a pop of this colour onto here. And then I'm going to stick this on there, so let's do that. Let me just move some of these ones out of the way so I can then work in this space. Okay. I'm going to need something to ground this on my page as well, so I might just use a bit of washi tape for that maybe. And then perhaps some words as well. I quite like that, except it's not quite straight. Not that that really matters. Let's just... Honestly, that was so wonky. Untrue. Seriously, Claire. I don't need to listen to my own words. I'm not looking for perfect here, am I? Let's leave that on because it's kind of stuck already. Okay. So now what I want to do is just pull some dots over the edges of these pictures. And what that does is it just helps to kind of ground that image onto the tag. And I can also use any paint I've got left and just pull it round the edge. I think then we'll leave this one to dry and move on to the orange one. The oranges. Okay, nice and simple. Let's come to this one next. I'll use Tangelo just because it's out on my desk. That'll do. I think I might use the dashes for this one. Maybe that way. Pull them down across here. And up across here too. Sorry about my arm. I'm just needing to plug in my laptop. Right, okay, so I'm now going to stick this one on here as well. I am literally going to follow this process. Let me stick the other one on first. So these images are on quite a lightweight cardstock. Where do you think she's going to work nicely? Down here? Sticks really nicely. Right, and then let's just add some of that colour around the edge. I've got red and orange. So that was Tangelo. I'm now going to use mustard. So that's kind of this slightly darker yellow that's on here. Love this colour. just go straight in and do this while I've still got it in my hand. Okay, and then I'm going to stick this lady on. So we could maybe do with one up this top corner somewhere. So I'm looking to try and create a bit of variation with where I'm putting these little figures. It's alive. Yep, that's wonky too. It's like I've got a wonk on today. Funny. Right. Bit straighter. Oh, I need to pull some stenciling over that, didn't I? I'll have to do the same on this one as well. So let me do that now. So it just means that then looks like the stenciling is kind of makes it feel more part of what's there. Keep forgetting. So what I'm going to do is just pause the recording, the live, while I finish off this part, and then I'll come back and switch the tape on. Honestly, how old am I? Switch the recording back on. It's been a long day already. While I do the next part, just so you can see how I start to pull it together next. So I think rather than watching me do this kind of same process, I'm going to just repeat this process for all the colours. Okay, so I've got all of the tags to the point where I want them to be, and I think I'm going to start adding some bits of ribbon on, bits of collage, things like that now. So I've grabbed some pieces of sari ribbon. I'm just going to adjust my camera a little bit. That's better. And what I'm going to do is use my stapler and add some pieces of ribbon onto these tags in different places. So what I'm trying to do here is A, get a bit more interest going on these, and B, just almost help to ground these images as well. So I've kind of, yeah, I'm not leaving it like that. But I'm just going to sort of scrumple it up and staple it on. Okay. I might do this one going up there. Why not? Let's do something a bit different. So I'm probably going to put some other collage pieces over these as well. I'm just looking to try and get a bit more interest going on these. Looking at building some kind of textural elements as well. And I've said before, like, I know Dina Wakley loves her stapler, and I used to think, ooh, using staples, no, but I kind of love it now. It's just such a quick fix, isn't it? It's such a quick way to get extra pieces added on. You're not faffing about with glue that takes forever to dry. And, you know, this is mixed media art, so how isn't a staple mixed media? It's just using something different. Okay. I'm also going to put ribbon through the top of these as well when they are bound together, but I might just make some black and white ribbon to go as a bit of a contrast with all this crazy colour that's going off here. So you can see this is kind of helping to just ground these images onto the tag. It's making them feel like they belong. they've got something to be attached to, which means that they kind of make a bit more sense in the space that they're taking up. I need a purple for that really, rather than that pink. Let me just see if I can find. That'll do. My box of tricks over here. Oh, it's perfect. I think I might put this one across the top. So I really like how that's worked on there. Okay, looking cool. I think I'm also going to make a cover for this, and I'm going to use this phrase, which was on one of the sheets in the pack. It was on this one. Let me just grab it to show you. There's all these phrases on bold colours. Really nice. In fact, we could have used those on these. Let's have a look and see if they will work. I might be able to get them on. Let's see. I'm just wondering if that's too much the same. Maybe. Let's see. Just going to keep kind of going at the minute. I think we could do with some little hearts on here. So I'm going to use, I want to introduce a bit more contrast onto these tags, so I'm going to just come in with, they're definitely going to need some splatters on them as well. I just want to get a bit more black and white on there, so let's just pop a little heart, and then we're going to need some words on these too. I don't think I'm going to use those rainbow swipes. They would have worked if the tags were a little bit bigger. My images were smaller. I've got a bit more room. I'm just going to overlap those. I think some white splatters are going to work quite nicely on these, and maybe a bit of black too, black splatters when we are done. Definitely got spaces for words as well. So I'm trying to overlap these elements so that they connect to what's already on my tags, and it kind of, that helps it to make sense too. And I keep saying about this, but when you're doing things like this, you're kind of looking to connect things together so that it doesn't feel disjointed. There are some stars on one of the pages in this set, and I might just come in with some stars as well. Let's try this one. Quite bold, aren't they? Oops. to my thoughts. Right. So there are lots and lots of quotes on these in the packs that come with everything. There's things like be colourful, your life is a canvas. So I think maybe we'll use some of these words on these tags. So I'm going to start off with be colourful. I think I might put that on the purple tag, this one, which is maybe not purple. Pop it on there. Be bold, except that just fell on the floor. These definitely need a bit of doodling or something on them, just to finish them off. Your life is a canvas. I'm just going to snip this one up so it's in 3 separate pieces. Perhaps pop it down there. Oops, butterfingers. I think that sort of black and white text on here is just bringing another element to these that works really well. The world does need colour. It is so true. Put a little blob under there. Quite bold, aren't they, these? Oh, that's a good one. I like that. Let's use those two. How many more do I need? A couple more. I think that works quite nicely on the green one, actually. Let's pop that on there. Just thinking, getting lost in my thoughts. Right, so So now I'm thinking maybe I could use this on one of them and then and just trim it down a little bit. Which one will it fit on? Neither. I'll use that on something else. Right, so I haven't got quotes on a couple of these, but that's okay. So let me just pop these together, and then I'm going to maybe go in and add some doodles onto some of these. Okay, so I've just had a little play on that one, just done a little bit of doodling on it. So I'll show you on this one. I'm just going to go in and add some little doodles over the top of some of the colour. What that's going to do is just push the colour into the background a little bit, make it a bit less obvious, and helps the other bits of colour to pop out a bit more. Then I think these are going to need some sort of contrast on each one. So what I might do is go in with a complementary colour on each tag, just to make them be really, really vibrant and pop. Sorry, the camera is faffing about. And I think they could probably all do with a little bit of text stamping on there as well. Just again to give another element on there. I might even bring some text stamping over onto the colours on these images. I think that might look quite nice, just to break up those backgrounds a little bit. You see how just adding a little bit of doodling onto those tags, just, I don't know, it just, I don't know, starts to pull it together. All these little elements that we've added start to make it feel cohesive. I was going to go in with some paint pens, but I don't think I am going to now. Let me grab I'm just looking for a text stamp. This is the one I'm after. So this is my text stamp that I designed with Funky Fossil. It's called Shoot for the Stars. It's got really small text on it. That works really nicely, just stamped over onto the edge of the images as well. I like that, that's cool. I think just overlapping that as well onto those colourful images, it just helps to give those a bit more interest too. I'm also stamping onto the ribbon, because why not? Because it's in the way and it's there, and so it's getting some stamping too. I mean, it works. Okay. Yes, I like how these are coming together. Then I think I don't know, do we need a complementary colour? Honestly, this is like me going through the thought process that I normally go through, but out loud and recorded. Lucky you guys, you get to hear it all. Right, so maybe just some black splatters. Are you sure? Bright pink. Ooh, bright pink. Let me just pull them down a bit. I realise they're disappearing off camera. So a couple of those haven't got any words on yet, but I don't think that matters. I could even do some of my own scribbling on there or write some words on myself. I think some of these phrases need outlining as well. Just to help pop those out a bit. Okay. I'm going to go in with a little bit of neon pink, if I can get the lid off. Sorry about the banging. There we go. I've done it. Balance that over there. Okay. So I'm going to try not, oh, I quite like that, not to get too much on the figure, although it doesn't really matter so much. So this is going to be like all of them are going to have a bit of this splatter on. Oh, okay, so it's gone on the figure. That'll be like a commonality between all of the tags. And because it's neon, it does create that sort of pop of colour. Yeah, I like that. It's nice. I kind of like how those have come together. Then if you feel that these haven't got enough contrast going on, then if you've got any black and white washi tape, I know I've got some somewhere. I've got a little collection that I keep on my trolley. I mean, I've got more washi tape than this. I've got crazy amounts of washi tape. This one would be quite nice, wouldn't it? I think this is a masking tape, actually. But to put a bit of this on each one would probably be quite nice. Will it tear that way? Yeah. You can even put it underneath your ribbon. I like that. I'm going to bend it underneath there, and then this bit I'm going to just tuck under here like that. So washi tape's a really quick way to just add extra pattern and colour contrast onto your journal pages, tags, work, whatever it is you're doing. And particularly when you've got layers like this, you can tuck it underneath and have bits poking out. And because I am creating like a little series here, I am doing the same thing on every one. I'm just going to bend that underneath as well. So these are going to be stuck back to back, so it isn't going to matter that that is hanging off the edge. Here I'm just going to pull that down and stick this under here. If I'd thought that through, that could have gone under there. Right, okay, so I've got a little bit of washi, I've got some nice bright splatters on those. They're looking quite bold and colourful. It's kind of what this set is all about. So I'm now going to bind these into a tab binding booklet. I am going to put a tag on the front as the front cover. Sorry, I'm aware I've moved. I'm just looking for an extra tag. So I'm going to create a cover using another tag, because these will all go back to back and create the pages in my little booklet, and I will decorate this using some of the images or colours from the pack as well. So I'll come back and give you a flip through of that when it's all bound together. Okay, so I bound it into my little tab binding. I made a front cover using all things from the Colourful World pack. So this is some of the rainbow stripes, and then that phrase that was in a long swoopy line. I've cut it up. Some collage tissue paper on there as well. I did a bit of stamping, and then I've bound the tags together and added some little tabs on the side using more card from the pack as well. And this is my little book with all the lovely colourful images on. And then I popped some black and white fabric in as tags, as ribbon in the top, I can't talk, of the tabs. I went with black and white because I thought it was quite a nice contrast with all the bright colours that are going on in there. But that's my little project using my brand new pack from Artstacks. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this slightly longer video. And if you come back over the next few days, there will be lots more projects coming up, sharing makes using my pack, this one, and then I'm also going to do a live as well on my YouTube channel using the zine pack as well. So I'm going to make the little zine using that pack too. So yeah, lots of exciting things to come. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.